Welcome again, friends of the Latin language. This is another video about Latin literature, and today we read a poem from a Flemish 16th century female poet, Johanna Otho. Don't forget to like this video, and if you want to support this channel, you can make a donation through buymeacoffee.com, or you can become a Patreon supporter. You can find all of the links in the description of this video. So firstly, I will tell you a little bit about Johanna Otho, or Ottonia, as she called herself in Latin. The Flemish poetess Johanna Otho was born in Ghent around 1545-1550, and she studied Latin, ancient Greek, and Hebrew with her father, who had founded a school for ancient languages in Ghent in 1545. In 1557, the family moved to Duisburg in the Duchy of Cleves, present-day Germany, probably because of their conversion to Protestantism. From there, Johanna started a lively Latin correspondence with other humanists, probably contexts she acquired through her father's students. Around 1566, Johanna married and she lived with her husband in London for a while. Most likely widowed, she returned to Flanders in 1577 for a couple of years before returning to her father in Duisburg. Later on, she lived in Strasbourg and Antwerp. The last we hear about Johanna is a poem written in 1621, after which she disappears from the record. Johanna wrote a lot of Latin poems, a large part of those of a very public nature. She openly seeks patronage of princes and other noblemen and women by composing laudatory verses, wedding and funeral poems and the like. Besides those, Johanna also wrote poems on more personal themes like education, being a learned woman, faith, virginity, widowhood, and Johanna published 2 books with her poems. A first collection of her poetry, titled Carminum Diversorum Libri Duo, appeared in 1616, published in Strasbourg, or Strasbourg if you like, and a second book with a collection of largely the same poems was published in Antwerp only a year later, under the title Poematia sive lusus extemporanei. That is, poems or extemporary entertainments. The poem I'll be reading with you today can be found in both of Johanna's books, with slight differences though to the text, but I have chosen the first version. So let us read this poem. The title is Laus, veterum, poētārum, praise for ancient poets. The poem is written in elegiac distichs and very classical meter. And let's start. Qui studet ingenuos mores per discere celsa virtute adjunctat cum pietate decus, parvolvat veteres vates, doctosque poetas insignes, quantus Pindarus ipse fuit, Virgilius quantus, cuius tot laudibus artem effert Augustus Carmine doctilo quo. Quid Sophocles, Naso, quid Flaccus, quid Homerus dicat, sic quid tradat Aristophanes. That's the first part of the poem. Qui studet ingenuos mores per discircelsa virtuta adjuncta et cum pietate decus. So he who strives to thoroughly learn noble practices, adjoined by lofty virtue and grace with dutiful piety, pervolvat veteres vates, should meticulously read the ancient bards, doctorsco poetas, insignes, and distinguished learned poets. Quantus pindarus ipse fuit, such as the very Pindarus was. Virgilius quantus cuius tot laudibus artem effert Augustus carmine doctiloquo. And Virgil too, whose art Augustus exalted with such praise because of his learnedly speaking poem. Quid Sophocles naso, quid Flaccus, quid Homerus dicat, sic quid tradat Aristophanes. What Sophocles said, and Ovid, naso is Ovid, and Horace, Quintus Horatius Flaccus, and everything by Homer, and equally all that Aristophanes handed us down. All ancient authors whom you should read according to Johanna Otho. Second part. Virtut ingenue studiosus reperit artem, hanc animus celsam carminis egregii ut laudet bona quae sunt proaque de primat arte. Ingenio clarus palladis arma colens. Virtut ingenue studiosus reperit artem, hanc animus celsam carminis egregii. By virtue, the nobly devoted soul has found this lofty art of the excellent poem. Ut laudet bona quae sunt pravaque de primat arte. So that it artfully praises which are good and disparages which are bad. Ingenio clarus, palladis arma colens, said about this soul, famous for its talents cultivating Pallas's arms. Pallas is, of course, Minerva or Athena, goddess of wisdom. Omnes nam comines natura scire libenter sunt desiderio, multaque scire volunt. For all people desire by nature cheerfully to know and want to know many things. Non nova sic legito nimium, sed laudibus effer nunc veterum musis dicta dicata sacris. Do not thus read new things too much, but exalt now with praise the words of the ancients, dedicated to the holy muses. Cerne novos versus, laudat ingentia dicta, clara poētārum quae tibi fata canunt laudes veterum, nil clarius usquam, vatibus antiquis nam meliora novis. See new verses, but praise the giant, brilliant words of the poets that the fates sing for you. The fates sing praise of the ancients, nowhere more clearly than in the bards of old, because their words are better than the new. That was Johanna Otto's poem Laus, veterum poētārum, in which she clearly expresses her views on poetry. For me, it was certainly a nice experience to discover Johanna's poems. If you want more of this, please follow this channel. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.